All right. More off-season deep dives, and this time we're getting to know our new project quarterback, the man with the cannon arm, Joe Milton. DallasCowboys.com just dropped a pick six on our new QB3. Is he just a big arm, or is there more to the story? You know Bipolar Blue has to overanalyze every detail. Let's get to know Joe before I get to know our new QB. If you're as intrigued, and maybe a little terrified, by the Joe Milton experience as I am, if you believe in finding lottery tickets with huge upside, smash that like button. Let me know you're with me. And if you haven't, subscribe and ring the bell. We're tracking this all off season. Okay, here we go. The pick six on Joe Milton. 1. Milton was a composite four-star recruit in the class of 2018 out of Olympia High School in Orlando, Florida. He received 25 offers in high school, but decided to commit to the Michigan Wolverines over his hometown Florida Gators, where he'd spend the first 3 seasons of his college football career. Bipolar Blue hype. Let's start at the beginning. Joe Milton wasn't some unknown commodity coming out of high school. He was a four-star recruit. 25 offers. He chose to go to Michigan over his hometown Florida Gators. That's a kid betting on himself, ready for the big stage of the Big Ten. He's been in major college programs his whole career. That's the kind of pedigree you look for in a developmental QB. He's been around big-time football. Bipolar Blue. Crash. Okay, four-star recruit. From 2018. That feels like a lifetime ago in football years. And he spent 3 seasons at Michigan before things didn't work out, and he had to transfer. So, the elite talent was there, but he didn't exactly lock down the starting job at his first stop. That tells you the development has been a long and winding road from the very beginning. 2. After 2 years as a backup and a 2-3 record as the starter in Michigan's 2020 COVID season, Milton entered the transfer portal and headed to Knoxville to play at Tennessee. After serving as the backup for a majority of the 2021 season and again in 2022, until he replaced an injured Hendon Hooker at the tail end of the season. The highlight was Milton's MVP performance in the Orange Bowl against Clemson, where he threw for 251 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Tigers in his home state. Bipolar Blue. Hype. He's a big game performer. When the lights were brightest, he delivered. The highlight of his college career was an MVP performance in the Orange Bowl against Clemson. 251 yards and 3 touchdowns in a major bowl game. He stepped in for an injured Hendon Hooker and led Tennessee to a huge win. That shows he can handle the pressure. He can rise to the occasion. That's the clutch gene you can't teach. Bipolar Blue. Crash. Okay, one great Orange Bowl performance is fantastic. But let's look at the rest. A 2-3 record as a starter at Michigan. A backup for the majority of his time at Tennessee until Hooker got hurt. The highlight was 1 game. That screams flashes of talent, but lacks the consistent, week-in, week-out production you want from a starting quarterback. The potential for greatness is there, but the body of work is inconsistent. 3rd, Milton's 6th and final season of college football saw him finally take the reins as the starter for a team throughout the entire season, leading Tennessee to an 8-4 record with 2,813 yards and 20 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions over the course of the season. It wasn't the full season that Milton or the Vols wanted, but he left Knoxville with plenty of upside and more starting tape on his film heading into the NFL draft process. Bipolar Blue. Hype. He protects the football. In his final season as the full-time starter, he threw 20 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions. That's a 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. That's taking care of the ball. He led Tennessee to an 8-4 record. He put more starting tape on film. He's not just a cannon. He can be a responsible game manager who protects the football while still having that deep ball in his back pocket. Bipolar Blue Crash. It wasn't the full season that Milton or the Vols wanted. That's the polite way of saying it was an underwhelming season. An 8-4 in the SEC is okay. That doesn't exactly scream elite. So, in his one full year as a starter, after 6 years in college, the result was pretty average. The upside is there, but the results haven't matched the talent yet. 4. The NFL Combine was made for quarterbacks like Joe Milton, who have cannons of arms that can air the ball out deep and draw oohs and ahs from the crowd on hand. Milton took that to the next level, airing out deep balls on go routes 70 yards or longer with a simple flick of his wrist. At Tennessee's Pro Day, Milton's throwing session was highlighted by an 80-yard throw that went viral on social media. Bipolar Blue. Hype. The arm talent is legendary. The Combine was made for this guy. He draws oohs and ahs from the crowd, airing out deep balls 70 yards or longer with a flick of the wrist. And then an 80-yard throw at his pro day that went viral? This isn't just a strong arm, it's a once-in-a-generation cannon. That kind of raw talent is something you cannot teach. If the coaches can harness that power, we're talking about a weapon no other team in the league has. Bipolar Blue. Crash. Okay, throwing pretty deep balls in shorts with no pass rush is great for social media. It's the underwear Olympics. But can he do it when a 300-pound defensive lineman is in his face? Can he hit a 10-yard out route on time? That 80-yard viral throw is awesome, but it doesn't win you games on 3rd and 7. The arm talent is real, but the football player part still needs to be proven. The New England Patriots selected Milton in the 6th round of the 2024 NFL Draft, where he played behind 3rd overall pick Drake May for his rookie season. Milton got his first NFL shot in the Patriots' final game of the season against the Buffalo Bills, who were resting most of their starters for the playoffs, and he capitalized on his opportunity. Milton went 22 of 29 through the air for 241 yards and a touchdown, adding 10 carries for 16 yards and a rushing touchdown on the ground en route to a 23-16 win. Bipolar Blue. Hype. He's a winner in the NFL. He got his first NFL shot. And what did he do? He capitalized. Went 22 of 29 for 241 yards, a passing touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. He was efficient, he was a dual threat, and most importantly, he led the team to a win. That's what you want to see. When his number was called, he stepped up and delivered. He's not just a project. He's already proven he can get it done on an NFL field. Bipolar Blue. Crash. Okay, he capitalized against the Buffalo Bills, who were resting most of their starters for the playoffs. So he beat the backups in a meaningless final game of the season. Let's not get carried away here. It's great that he played well and got a win, but the level of competition was not at its peak. It's a nice building block, but it doesn't mean he's ready to be a full-time starter. 6. After the big finish to his rookie season, Milton got an early fresh start in his career when the Patriots traded him in a 7th-round pick to the Cowboys for a 2025 5th-round pick. With both Cooper Rush and Trey Lance gone, Milton will compete with Will Grier for the backup quarterback job in Dallas behind Dak Prescott, with the chance to earn a long-term role on the team going forward if he develops. Bipolar Blue. Hype. Fresh start. He got a fresh start with the Cowboys. With Cooper Rush and Trey Lance gone, he's here to compete with Will Grier for the backup quarterback job. He's got a real chance to earn a long-term role if he develops. This is a low-risk, high-reward trade for a guy with insane talent. The coaches clearly see the upside and want to be the ones to unlock it. Bipolar Blue Crash. The fact that he's competing with Will Grier for the backup job tells you everything you need to know. We let our proven backup, Rush, walk, and traded our former number 3 overall pick, Lance, for a project quarterback and a pick swap. This is a gamble, plain and simple. The chance to earn a long-term role is entirely dependent on him fixing the inconsistencies that have followed him his entire career. Big if. So there you have it. The full story of Joe Milton, a four-star recruit with a cannon arm, a bumpy college career with a huge Orange Bowl highlight, one good game against backups in the NFL, and now a fresh start as a high-upside project in Dallas. My final Bipolar Blue prediction based on getting to know Joe Milton? The hype and the crash are both real. He has the physical tools to be a starting quarterback in this league, but he also has a long history of inconsistency. He will be quarterback 3 this year. He'll make some throws in preseason that have us all drooling, and he'll make some that have us pulling our hair out. He is the ultimate lottery ticket, and we're just hoping the Cowboys finally hit the jackpot. Mark my words, that's the Bipolar Blue take. Are you more or less hyped after getting to know Joe Milton? Let me know below. Bipolar Blue, intrigued by the canon, worried by the history. Out.